Hey everyone, how are you? This is Kenita, the agent slash investor. How are y'all doing on this lovely evening for today? Or day, whenever I post it, have a way I do it. But I want to talk about what NAR had did for August the 17th. Now I will put it somewhere around the video, I don't know where, as far as the settlement and the changes that they have implemented, and then especially one of the biggest changes that they're going to do September the 4th, which is far as for the contracts to make it official. Of course, with my brokerage, EXP Realty, they got ahead of it and start coming up with contracts that will keep us in compliance with everything, so that way none of the agents don't lose their license or anything like that, and also it's more understandable for the client. So as I told y'all a few months back, that August the 17th, which is it has passed, but I did explain this a few months back, that the practice changes following towards NAR proposed a settlement agreement that would resolve claims brought on the behalf of home sellers related to the broker commission and would be implemented across the country. So with that being said, with the broker's commission, the way how it used to be was the buyer agent will come in, help the buyer out, of course, because if you're a first-time home buyer, you don't know how the whole process goes. So as an agent, we help you out. The listing side, which is the seller side, will pay for basically the buyer side and the selling side, if that makes sense. And I'm going to try to break it down for anybody that's not understanding it. So what will happen is, say for instance, a home is $100,000, blah, blah, blah. Commission would be depending on the agent, but we're going to say 6% for numbers. The listing agent will say 6% for the commission. That 6% will be split between that listing agent and the buyer's agent. So it would be from broker to broker. We're not doing that anymore. I know, especially with my brokerage, they say they're not doing broker to broker at all when it comes to splitting commissions. It's something completely different, but it's not broker to broker. Now, what will happen is, when it comes to commissions, as I tell y'all before, since the beginning of me doing these YouTube videos, everything is negotiable, including the commissions is negotiable. Don't let no agent tell you no different. So what we're doing now is it's up to the seller. If the seller wants to help the buyer that's trying to buy the house, it's going to be different types of numbers or whatever. If the buyer don't need help, then the buyer can say, hey, don't need help. But all of it is going to be put into the contract. So for a first-time home buyer that's trying to buy a house, if for whatever reason they don't have the money to pay their agent at all, that as an agent will tell you, let's put it in the contract as far as concessions. Meaning, in other words, with concessions, like, hey, is it possible that this side can sit there and pay for my side as far as for the buyer agent, or hey, I don't have enough money at the closing table, could you do this? Everything is negotiable is what I'm basically trying to say. It's a lot, I know I'm rambling, I'm sorry, but everything is negotiable. So moving on from that, it also states that offers of compensation will be prohibited on a MLS listing, which is the multiple listing service. Meaning, with me being an agent, I can, what it used to be was with the listing side. Sorry about that. Now, like I was saying with the MLS listing. With the MLS listing, how the way it used to be, which is a multiple listing service, or AKA for in the state of Virginia, reign in the 7 cities. What will happen is that the listing agent will put the compensation on the MLS listing. So it will say 123 Main Street, description, real estate remarks, blah 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 blah. Compensation 2%, compensation 4%, compensation whatever it is. And then as a buyer agent, we'll look at the compensation and go from there. Well, what happened was this, and this is how the way it was put to me, so bear with me trying to explain it. What happened was that basically some agents wasn't taking their client to see the house or particular properties that was offering, I'm just gonna throw out numbers, 2% commission. They was, I don't want to say steering them away, but they were saying like, hey, let's look at something else. So that's what pretty much why we in this whole entire ruckus from the beginning anyway. Okay, so we are prohibited to put anything that's mentioning anything about listing. We can't bury it inside the pictures. We can't put it nowhere. We will lose our license behind that. Also, agents working with buyers must enter into a written buyer's agreement before buyer can tour a home. This means, in other words, if you are a first-time home buyer and you saw my information on Google or you went on my page and said, hey, I saw this house on 123 Main Street. I want to take a look at this house this Saturday. Usually I'll be like, okay, let's go. We're going to take a look at this house this Saturday. May not pull out no contracts or nothing with you at all. Instead of that, you will not be able to do no touring at no house at all. You will have to enter into a written buyer's agreement. The way I have a written buyer's agreement works like this. Say, for instance, you saw my information on Zillow or Redfin, and you said, hey, call me up, ring, 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 telephone number, by the way, putting that in there now, 757-447-0666, whenever you're ready to buy or sell a home, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. I'm your girl in the 7 cities. But back to it. You say, hey, Kenita, I want to see this house on 123 Main Street. I would be like, yeah, sure. I will go over there, open the door, of course, let you see the house, tour around. From there, that's how we will do things. Now, if you really want to see a house and we just going on a whim, the way how my brokers told me was it would be a coffee date, meaning that you will still have to sign an agreement. I can't think of the name of it, but I will take a picture of it and put in a video, a first time home buyer agreement, as far as for you just to see the house. After the coffee agreement, if you like me, I like you, I'll still do my 7-minute consultation. I'll let you know XYZ, and then that's when we'll enter into a client agent relationship, and I'll do my fiduciary, I said it right, fiduciary duties, as far as breaking it down to you or why you should hire me, blah 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 blah. Then then the purchase agreement, and so on and so forth. So those are the 10 changes that have happened to NAR. So with that being said, please work with your agents as far as all these multiple changes, because they changed the contract like they changed draws, unfortunately. So, well, not unfortunately, but still, you get what I'm saying. So work with us. We are still trying to learn these contracts. We are still trying to make sure we implement everything and making sure that we are in compliance, where we give you the best service out there. Not only that, where we won't lose our license, and like I said before, staying in compliance. But if you and your family is trying to purchase or sell a home in the 7 cities, I am your girl. I am Kenita, the agent / investor. You can always Google my information, or you can give me a call at 757-447-0666. Anywho, y'all have a lovely day. Bye. Hey everyone, how are you? as soon as I try to make a video, even at late at night, child sleep, everything else, I gotta almost said something I was gonna regret, but a dummy for a neighbor beeping the horn. Great intro to my video. I hope they stop. And now my child wanna yell. Okay, I think my lips is fine. Okay. Now I'm about to start. Okay. I am filming late at night. Yay me! But I wanted to talk about something very important. Nope, don't like that. That's when people just don't want me to be great today. Like I was saying, really, Zaire, I'm in the middle of making a video. You didn't have to do that, son. Yeah, you too loud. Bye. I love you.